Yo. You already know your boy Professor Pippins back in this bitch on I trade the Asian trying to get active within these markets. Well, not trying to get active right now because the market closed, but looking for what we can potentially get active with this coming up week, how we can get active, where the market potentially going, where it's coming from, and how we can get busy and take action within these markets. Yeah, last week was a pretty good week. Most of the things I was looking for, I was expecting the market to happen, and it pretty much paid out. So going forward within this week, we've been strictly for the most part on AU. We definitely had some call outs on GJ. We had this breakout shorts from last Thursday stream. So if you could go back and jump on that, and you can see, I'm gonna post a link up in the top part up there when you're watching this. If you watch this, it's gonna be up at the top. You can see we had this call out right here on GJ with the breakout shorts. But overall, I've been mostly sticking with AU. Been smashing the game with AU. Last week, only thing I was upset with was I missed CPI. I was watching it from the phone, and you watched the other video. I got the breakdown and explanation on how I missed the trade, why I missed the trade, and how I got over it. But yeah, only thing I was upset about was missing the trade during CPI. Outside of that, everything else has been crackulating and smackulating. So what we're gonna do is get active right now. Starting off with that AU. Starting off with that AU overall higher time frames are bearish. Big bearish. We got supply right here pushing us into demand. And as you can see, we have already broken and closed below that demand zone. So overall, lower time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 30 minute. We are waiting on price action to resume back bearish. Currently, what we have since we broke through that higher time frame demand zone, as we zoom in, what we can see are these 4 hourly levels. The 4 hour range is from right up here to right down here. We can drop some numbers in there for the people in the back who can't see. So 4 hour resistance is right up there, 4 hour support right down here. And like I said, we have already pushed through demand, looking at the higher time frame. So as we look at it from the 1 hour time frame, we can see price action making higher highs and higher lows with the current price action coming into last week market close. And we are pushing to a resistance area on the 15-minute chart. Now, the way I read price action is if we close above this structure right here on the 15-minute chart, then potentially we could be coming back into a supply area right up in here from the 1 hour chart. If we break above that, then potentially we could be coming all the way back up to fill this imbalance from the 4 hour time frame that we identified at around about 68, 670. So definitely be looking out for that. Ultimately, if we do not break through this 15-minute resistance right here in the red, then we're definitely just waiting to see what price action is getting ready to do. We overall bearish, so we're definitely waiting for the market to shift back bearish on the lower time frame. I like to see it on the 15 to the hourly, 15 to the hourly. From the 15-minute time frame to the hourly, I like to see that we are completely bearish, making lower lows and lower highs. And then I'll look to get active. Pushing over to Bitcoin. I don't know what to say about Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin, I usually smack Bitcoin on the weekend, but this weekend I got smacked. Was looking at these shorts from Thursday night. Took not these shorts, took these loans on Thursday night. And what I had was this level right here coming down, making these discrete lows. Um, and what I saw was price action came down to this point, touched into the area that I had kind of identified as an imbalance. It didn't really touch, is the problem. I thought, I could count that as the touch, but it really didn't. It really came down all the way down to fill the imbalance and then resume back bullish. But when you look at this from the lower time frames, what I saw was, and what I said when you watch the video again, if you watch the video, we came down here, we touched into the zone. I wanted to see price action start to make higher highs and higher lows. And we, for the most part, did that. When you look at from 5 minute, when you look at it from the 5 minute and the 1 minute, pretty much higher highs and higher lows right up in here. But what we failed to do was pretty much break above this little resistance area that pushed us into the lows for the most part. And then as you can see, high, low, potential lower high area, lower low. Then we came up and broke and shifted structure. So if I would have stuck with Bitcoin throughout the weekend, which I really did, I don't think I watched it Thursday. I don't think I watched it Friday is what I didn't do. Friday price action right up in here. Yeah, and I didn't watch any of it. But what I did do was I did keep keep this level up here, identify that price action pushed back into that pushed you into the lows, and I missed the shorts. I don't know if I put it in my group chat. No, I didn't. But I missed the shorts, messing around with my kids. I was getting ready to get active. My son called me as soon as price action right here. The way he called me, it was one of them calls that as a parent, that when your children use that tone of voice, you better get over there and see what the hell going on. And that's what happened. And when I came back, price action had been leaked. What wasn't looking for a price action to turn over completely bearish. What I was looking for was to do the retracement from, this impulsive low to this impulsive high. Some people call it swing low, swing high. I was looking for price action to come back to retest the low and then resume back bullish. Potentially overall on Bitcoin, our time frame, I'm looking for this supply up here that never got retested to get hit. As we can see, 2 weeks ago to 3 weeks ago, we pushed up close to that area, but then just melted. So the first idea I had on Thursday did not play out. Second area I had for price action retest did get hit, and then we shift the structure back to the upside. Now we come back, look like to retest that demand area that started to break structure on the lower time frame. So probably gonna skip over Bitcoin this week because I don't like it during the week. It moves too fast. The spreads get too wide, and trading BTC, during the week, if your count ain't large, if you get hit. So overall, looking to see what BTC gonna do from where it's at right now. Currently, am expecting it for some more bullish price action, simply because zoom out to the higher time frames. We were big bearish all the way down to where we are currently. We created this low, we pulled back, and we failed to break that low. So now expecting at least a deeper retracement of some sort to see if price action is going to continue its bearish price action, or if it's going to continue to break through resistances at this point and continue to make higher highs and higher lows. Pushing over to GJ. Hold on 1 second. All right, so pushing over to GJ. Like I said, we did have the shorts, breakout shorts call last week. As you can see, price action smashed up. TP1 came really, really close to TP2. The was identified as 199 pip range. We definitely had space to get active in. But when I called this trade out on GJ, I did not take it at that current time because I was focusing on AU. And as you can see, it just pushed all the way down. Not looking for this price action to potentially continue to make lower lows and lower highs. Just looking for a retracement back into the area where it broke out at. So once we fill this range that we created on the higher time frame, all the way down to 162, 270 area, looking for price action to give some type of bullish reaction from that area. If we don't get it from that area, then it's a waiting game because right now our time frame confluence is saying that GJ is still stuck in a big ass range. So what we're gonna do is we got this level here that broke structure to the downside, giving you this new low. So this is our new 4-hour or 1 hour resistance. And then you got the 1 hour support down here, which you can identify, or I could identify, but I don't necessarily need it. The only thing this 1 hour resistance tells me that is once we break above here, because this is the last supply area that pushed us past the lows looking left, that lower time frame supply that we could be pushing back bullish. So overall on GJ, stuck in the middle of the range, not close to support, not close to resistance. So definitely want to let this market open up Sunday, Monday, play out a little bit and see where it goes to. Like I said, looking at it from a higher time frame, there is no trending direction. Only thing you have is the most recent price action, that impulsive from the low to the high was bullish. So you can, stick with that. Say price action, we should be looking for buys on GJ, but until it proves and show you, hey, you should be looking for buys, you better wait and wait for them buys to get your head cooked. Pushing over to GU. What we had was price action coming from supply right up here, pushed all the way down into demand. We got a reaction from demand pulling back, not necessarily a structure or a trend change, but mostly it's just a retracement phase of this swing high to this swing low. Retracement continue to go bearish. Now with GU, the only thing that I don't like about GU is from this supply to this demand, we've already broken through that demand. So potentially supply / sellers are still in control of the market. So what I'm looking for on GU right now, coming out the weekend analysis, is I want to see what happens when price action gets back to these 15-minute support and resistance area. That will potentially tell me that if we break above this 15-minute resistance, I don't know why I keep moving the screen like that. It just don't look well enough for me right now. I like it when it's crunched up like that, but I know the people in the back can't really see the candle work. But if we close above this 15-minute resistance right over here, we'll put a identifier for the people in the back. around 14,724. Then I'm looking for price action to see how it reacts from this 1 hour resistance. Above there, yeah, we got some re-identifying to do, but overall price action is bearish. We have just recently broke through demand, and we want to see what price action does at market open from this um 15-minute resistance, 15-minute support. What we can say is the bearish continuation zone has been broken. Bearish continuation zones has been broken. And when we see that, we look for break and retest trades. So at this point, we have broken through this level. We came back to retest it and shorted off, but was not able to maintain bearish confluence. So what we're looking for now is price action to break through this 14,053 level again. Stay below that area, come back to retest. So we're looking for a break, a retest of this 14,053 area. Stay below that level and then continue to take the market short. So what we could see is price action come back to the 15-minute resistance and then start to leak. Once we get that leakage, we get closure below this 15-minute support, then we definitely looking for the break and retest of this bearish continuation zone. If it don't set up exactly like that, then it will be a continuation of waiting for me. I don't trade GU on a daily basis. I do look back and forth. If it look good, I'm getting in. If it don't, then GU is one of the ones I will let hang over to the wayside. Pushing over to NZD USD. It's pretty much the same structure setup idea as GU, AU, but for the most part, GU or NU is pushing in or getting close to a demand level down here identified in the purple. So what I want to see is as it's continue to make lower lows and lower highs, continue to break bearish structure. Got a high way up there, low, lower high, lower low. Price action pulled back and broke through the most current demand zone. So just paying attention to this 4 hour range right here from this 4 hour support level, the resistance that created the support right down here or push you into support. Now I want to see how price action reacts. Screen all around. But we're looking for price action, how it's going to react within this 4 hour range. So potentially, and this is what make it funky because we closed through demand right here. So if we get way backing up here, closing above 61,572, I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen this week. I haven't checked to see if any big news articles are coming out or set to come out this week. So if we potentially get closures above this area right up in here, potentially could looking for continuation buys. So we're going to set this up as a continuation buy zone. We want to break and retest above this level. Price action is overall bearish. So if we found enough strength to get above this level, then definitely expecting it to either just do a deeper retracement from this swing high to the swing low. Dropping the fields on that thing. We're looking for discounted pricing. So you got the 50% right up in here, or the golden zone right up in here. You got the 70 and then the 786 way up here. So I'm looking for price action. If we close above, for the people in the back, one more time, closing above here, we're looking for break and retest to see how far price action pulls back up. And you can take scalp buys within that, but you will be risk on at that point because price action overall is bearish. The trend is bearish. We're breaking bearish structure, and we have not had really deep retracement. Wait, hold on. Yeah. From this high to this low, we actually should take it from down here. Well, see, this is what makes it tricky because what you're looking at is the high to the low that broke structure. If you want to be theoretical about it, since we already broke through this support area, your fibs should be from this high to this low. And then, if we, get above, I would look for, like I said, it's kind of hard to explain, especially if you don't understand structure or supply and demand. So with this 4 hour range, if we start closing above, I would like to see price action wick back into this imbalance before leaking again. But if we close above this 4 hour structure, 61,597, then potentially we can use that big fib from this high to this low right down here, and then look for the discounted price to potentially short the market off again. By the time pricing got way back up here, though, we definitely need to be looking, reanalyzing, and making sure that price action is going to continue bearish from that point. Because at that point, like I said, we've already broken structure to pull way back, way in up here. Would definitely be a big structure / trend shift, and you might be better off looking for a buy setup. It all depends on how price action gets there, though. So don't let me confuse you. I'm just throwing out several different possible scenarios just because I'm seeing what's going on within the markets as we're breaking through structure, continue to go lower. Overall, since it's bearish, we want to see how price action reacts from this 1 hour resistance right here. If we break through, then we're expecting price action to come back to fill this imbalance possibly, right up in these levels, and then potentially short off again. But it is Sunday, so it's definitely best to wait for the market to open up and show you where it wants to go. Pushing over to UJ, UJ pretty much still in the same range as last week. We did not break the 1 hour resistance or the 1 hour support. So we got a 15-minute resistance level right down here that pushed us into the high. So we're looking for what price action does from here first, because we could come down, grab liquidity, and then scoot back up to the top side. So only thing I'm calling out right here is bullish continuation buys above 145.097, break and retest above that level, and then continuation shorts. So break and retest of 139.886 to the downside. Looking to fill this 340 pip range, just like I called out on GJ with the 199 pip range. You got 340 pip range all the way back down to 4 hour support. So price action is currently big bullish on UJ. So don't get it twisted and think them shorts are gonna come easy. You better wait for confirmation of a close below 139, 900, 139, 880 to potentially set up these continuation shorts. Pushing over to gold. Gold just been stepping down bearishly. We got a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high with the lower low. So potentially in my book, if gold's gonna continue to go bearish as we break through demand that gave us the pullback, we are potentially looking for a retracement, or I'm looking to see where price action rolls back over to the downside for the most part. So places that stand out is this 1 hour resistance that pushes us into the lows, and then you got the 4 hours just way up here. We do have you meant damn, I can't believe Dallas putting a hurt on Cincinnati right now. But we do have the structure or the bearish continuation zone as we broke through demand looking left. So if we can get a retracement, price action stalling out right up in here somewhere. And looking at this, you potentially should be somewhere down here. So I'm gonna drag this line down here just to see how that lines up. We got this zone, but potentially if price action stalls out down here, start to break this 4 hour support, then there's your break and your retest, and you potentially could take these shorts away from a 1680. Could take potential shorts coming away from 1680. I couldn't tell you necessarily what gold is going to target. Looking left, let's see, okay, so go out to the daily, reset that thing. Let's see, price action is there, so potentially could come down to 1641 will be the next support for the most part, and then the one below that is 1575. So two potential daily support areas identify as potential targets if gold continues to break to the downside. Now, for more accuracy on gold, what I would do is zoom into the lower time frames, highlight a few things that I see that's going on down there, and I would sit back and wait. See this, I don't trade gold on a daily basis. I analyze it from a I look at it from a higher time frame perspective and see where potentially we're going. So we got potential targets on gold if we continue to go bearish. Let me get a price point for the people in the back. For people who can't see, we're looking to come down into this 1640 some area. Yeah, 1650 will be the psychological number. Anywhere between the 1650 to 1640, somewhere right up in there, where I would look for continuation shorts back into that daily support level. So if price action doesn't break above here, you know what I'm saying, theoretically, we could potentially put stops somewhere above one of these two levels. This is an hourly chart. So the 18 pip stop, and target would be something like let's see if it sets up properly, something like a 33 pip take profit. So a little bit more than a 1-to-1. You're looking at 1.8, 1 to 1.8 risk to reward on gold. That's if it sets up properly. Yeah, and then we can get active that way. Pushing over the S&P. S&P is stepping down continuously, pulling away from supply. A S&P is a little bit tricky too, because when you hop out to the higher time frames, they refresh that thing and then you blank them out. We were big bullish, then we rolled over and started trending bearish since January of this year, been bearish. But this most recent price action from June until on beginning of August, broke structure looking left. Now, what we can see is if we mark it off, we got the high, potentially low down here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then now you have a new higher high and we have not come down to retest these lows at all. Looking at it from this daily perspective, we can see we got some liquidity building right up under here with these equal lows. So if price action does come back down this way, we expect price action to swoop right through this level with that liquidity and definitely come back down to test demand that pushed us into the high. So overall on S&P, looking to see there's a huge ass ranges on the lower time frames, the 1 hour and down. The most recent resistance was way up here. We got a 4 hour resistance to support high and low, lower high, now creating a new lower low right down here. So ultimately waiting to see how far we pull back. First area that identifies for me is on this 1 hour chart way up here around 39.55 to see if price action continues to go bearish or if we just retest about 50% of this 1 hourly range, which is about 39.03, 39.05 be the psych level, to see if price action continues to go bearish from there. Nostradamus, pretty much the same thing. Looking for a retestment back into this 1 hour resistance. Higher time frames overall are currently bearish / bullish. Bearish because we're making lower lows and lower highs, but bullish because we broke structure looking left. And if this phase that's coming down, this will be now considered the retracement phase if we don't break through demand that push us into the high. So indices are a little bit tricky. I don't follow that market enough to be able to be like, oh yeah, on the back end, you know, with the companies and the technological leads and the electronical leads and all the rest of that shit that add up these NAS 100 and the S&P 500. I don't know enough about, you know, how the back end look to be like, oh yeah, we possibly this is what we're gonna do on the chart. So just reading the technicals, we looking bearish and we just gonna follow it that way. Didn't do too much analyzation on GBP odd. All I know is 4 hour resistance that pushed you to a 4 hour support. I don't like how choppy this is. We have broken structure on the hourly, so ultimately I would be looking for a deeper retracement back into a supply area on the higher time frames to give that ultimate retracement. We're going high, low, lower high, lower low, looking for that new lower high. Do see this little imbalance, but inefficiency right up in there. So price action potentially could correct all the way back up into that 17, that 1.73460 level, and then melt back out to the downside. But yeah, I feel like I got through those pretty quickly. I've been on for 12 minutes. So with what I trade and how I get active, these are the pairs that I look over for the most part and see what the market is gonna do. It is already 5:12, so the market is open. It ain't booming, but it's open. Yeah, your boy gonna sit back there at least till about 8 o'clock before I decide to do anything. I'm gonna let that thing breathe a little bit, close up any potential gaps that may have been open, and then just go from there. It have. Oh, let me check. Let me check the check. Okay, so I had a buy limit on BTC at 19,423. That has not activated yet. That has not activated yet. Buy limit at, let's see, what else to sell position. Kids out there wild as hell. Buy limit at 19,423. My bad, y'all. Delete that real quick. 1.5, 423. 1.5, 423. We got stops at 1.9322. And then take profit have not set yet. So pretty much that's what we're looking for. On TradingView, it looked like it hit. On my broker, I'm not in the trade yet. So that's kind of funky. Yeah, that would have been a stupid entry. As we have already wicked. What I did was basically come down into this right here on the lower time frames and identified lower time frame supply or demand and say, okay, since we broke above structure right in over here, started making higher highs and higher lows, come back to retest demand and see if we can scoot up out of that thing. But it is a risky setup, risky trade simply because our time frames are bearish. So I want to see how I didn't get entered, bro. That is nasty. It crossed. It even wicked through my entry on my broker and didn't put me in. Oh, that's nasty. I'm gonna drop the picture in the group chat real quick so I can bring it up to y'all and show how that bitch done cross and they ain't put me in. All right, so took a picture there. Then we'll drop right in the Telegram group. Then we'll pull it up. All right, boom. Go over here. Here's that entry. Got a buy limit right over here. And price action, wick through. But I am not in the trade, as you can see, because it still says buy limit. Once it activates you in the trade, that limit turns away, and then you are actively into the trade. So, yeah. We're going to see how Bitcoin holds up and turns out. I'm going to be funky, filthy upset. Funky, filthy upset if this shit takes off from here. These stops are inaccurate. We should be below this level. What about a smidget? I'm going to be steaming hot sauce hot if this shit pull away from here and then put me in a trade. Yes, I'm going to be upset. Because I'm going to be upset. I'm going to tell you why I'm upset. Because I missed the shorts from right here, or from right here. I missed these shorts that would have pushed me into that level. And then I had these buys over here that got cooked. And then I took some more buys from right here. Where did I take them from? Right here? I think so, yeah. So I missed these shorts, and then I got cooked on these buys right here. I got cooked on these buys right here. And then now, potentially, about to miss some more longs to the top side. Yeah. It is what it is. Push, click, click. I'm gonna pull up on Bitcoin ass though, especially if this shit pull away and come all the way back up to where I think it's gonna go. But that's all I got for this one. Real quick, real short, in and out, bing, bang, boom. If you got questions, you trying to learn how I identify and then trying to chart like I chart, drop a comment. I don't charge much to teach people how to do this. I actually got a pretty good setup as far as how much the payments are. It is nowhere near close to what y'all seen in the market right now. And that is simply because I get my bread out the market. I don't need y'all's bread. I charge to teach because I feel like that's the only way people really pay attention when they really put their money into something. So if you get into them for free, you're like, I need to pay attention to that. It's always gonna be there. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But yeah, hit them comments. If you're trying to link with your boy, we can make it work. However it had to go down, it is what it is. But that's all I got for this one. The game is on. Your boy is beating ass in the fantasy. I got Taylor, I got Mahomes, I got Debo, I got Tyreek. My team is pushing, click, click. No, I'm just tripping. But that's all I got for this one. Like and subscribe. Thank you for your time and energy. I'm out. Peace.